What's up, everybody? It is week two. I'm sorry, not week two. This is round two New Japan Cup predictions. According to the last time I checked, this was the most watched video on our podcast channel so far. So it tells me that people do want some more of this and people want some more New Japan talk. So I am doing my best to stay caught up on this show. It's my favorite company in the world. As you know, if you follow me on Twitter, kind of going through some stuff right now. So I've been staying off of Twitter most of the day. But if there's anything that can cheer me up, it's probably talking about New Japan and the New Japan Cup or any tournament they got going on. My favorite wrestling company in the world, actually, both Japan companies, Stardom and New Japan, are my two favorite wrestling companies in the world. So if anything is going to cheer me up, it's this. And seeing that you guys love the first round predictions so much, I hope that you enjoy this as well. I will tell you real quick. This is a New Japan video, but I just want to tell you, I was really good at the AEW Revolution podcast. I think I predicted 8-1, 8 of the matches correctly. I just missed one. Anyway. But not the same case in the New Japan Cup. Did not do too well, especially on the left side of the bracket. So I'm going to go through the matches. I'm not really going to go through the match overview of the first round. I'm just really here to give you my predictions on the first, real quick summaries of the first round. And then go into what I think is going to happen in the second round. So looking on the left side of the bracket, Evil had a bye. Then it was Jeff Cobb who got a pretty much an easy victory. I'm going to pull up on my phone. I'm going to pull up the bracket. So give me just 2 seconds. It looks like it's gonna be Evil and Cobb in the first round. So I'm just gonna give you my prediction first off. Jeff Cobb had an easy victory against Kojima, which, like I said, I thought was gonna be a no-brainer for Kojima. I thought he was having a great year. I was wrong. Jeff Cobb beat him. So not a surprise, I guess, for most people. That was my upset pick. And right off the bat, I started 0-1. Well, not only did I start 0-1, but I don't think anyone could have predicted this one. I even fast-forwarded a little bit of this match, not going to lie. I heard it was phenomenal, so I ended up going back and watching it. But I had no clue, no idea that Great-O-Khan was going to beat Naito. I don't think any of us could. Former double champ, former intercontinental champ, former world champ, Naito. I had no clue that this guy was just going to be falling so quickly. But he lost to Great-O-Khan. He was tapped out by Great-O-Khan. So Great-O-Khan went on in the next round. He's going to face Yano, which that one was the first one that I got right. So after missing the first two and went 0-2, I was correct with Yano getting the upset victory over Bad Luck Fale, which, come on, that's what Yano does. So the first prediction I already gave you, matchup was going to be Evil versus Jeff Cobb. Listen, the second round, I am picking Evil because it's his first match in the tournament, and he got a bye, so he's not going to lose that first match to Jeff Cobb, even though Jeff Cobb physically could probably beat him, probably dominate him. I'm going to pick Evil to get into the round of 8. Now, when we get to the round of 8, after this second round, I'm actually going to do a prediction show as well, a third prediction show, which is going to do the whole thing from the rest of it on. So the final 8, I'm going to predict it all the way up until the winner. So after this round, I'm going to do, like I said, another one. So boom, first two matchups in the second round, I have Evil and Cobb, Great-O-Khan and Yano. Great-O-Khan's going to beat Yano, and I just told you Evil's going to beat Cobb. So I believe the first two into the round of 8 are going to be Evil versus Great-O-Khan. Two heels, I guess, but I don't see Yano winning, and I don't see Cobb winning. Moving on, you had Hiroki Goto in a tough-fought battle versus Taichi, which I was wrong on. I thought Taichi was on the way up, man. I thought he was, going to get pushed to the moon like he has been for the past couple of years. It seems like he's done very well, and he's gotten, a lot of more fans like me who didn't like him at first, but I've recognized how good he is. So I didn't see him winning. I didn't see him losing to Goto. As legendary as Goto is, he's been kind of in a rut, just kind of sitting there, just kind of taking up some space on the roster. But Goto got the victory. In another shocking match for me. So Goto is going to go into the round of 16 versus, can you really call this the upset of the night? Can you really call Shingo Takagi beating Kaz Okada the upset of the night? I say yes, because I picked Okada to win it all I didn't say that, but he was one of my short list people to win it all, the New Japan Cup. And he gets out in the first round to Shingo Takagi. Now, I don't think anybody thought Takagi was going to get dominated in this match. I don't think that at all. I thought we all knew it was going to be the close battle that it was. It's going to be the match of the first round. It might be the match of the tournament. Okada versus Takagi. Why we got that in the first round, I don't know. But I think it has something to do with the story going forward with Okada. I do believe that one day we will get Okada back. I was really shocked. I was really, really shocked. Because we all know how successful he has had of a career in his early years already. According to Japan wrestler standards, early years is in the 20s. So, I mean, 20s, 30s. That's their early years because they fight into the 50s and 60s, Look at Suzuki. He's still going. Look at Nagata. He's still going. So I thought that all that success might eventually slow down for Okada, but I didn't think it would slow down like this. But I think it's part of the story. Like I said, Naito and Okada going out in the first round, crazy. So Goto versus Shingo is a second round matchup. I think after just beating Okada, you cannot lose to Goto no matter how good Goto is. So I got Shingo winning and going into the round of 8. And then finally on the left side of the bracket, you have Minoru Suzuki. It looks like I got that one correctly. I know that. One of the few that I got correct on the left side of the bracket. He beat, let me see, Hanma. Sorry, there's so many matches in the first round. There's 14 of them. And then Kenta beat Juice, which, like I said, I knew Juice wasn't going to look like a punk, but Kenta wasn't losing that match. So I was right on both of those. It's going to come down to Kenta and Suzuki, and Kenta's been all over the U.S., as well as he's doing well in Japan again. So a guy like that who's pulling in a lot of revenue for you, even though it's a legendary Suzuki, one of my favorites, one of the bangers of New Japan, I think Kenta's going to win it. So it's going to be a quarterfinal matchup between, on the left side, it's going to be Evil, Great-O-Khan, and then it's going to be Shingo versus Kenta. 2 ballin' third round matches those are going to be. I do believe I'm going to be right on all 4 of those, even though I had a bad first round. I was 9-5 in the first round. 60%. Not very good. On the right side of the bracket, we had Will Ospreay getting a victory over Tenzan, which I don't think any of us were shocked. I think I did very well on the right side. I think I missed only one. That wasn't it, of course. Zack Sabre Jr. beat the Young Lion in Gabriel Kidd. Again, no shocker there. Don't really have to dissect that match too much. Nagata versus Sugiyota. Again, another veteran versus a Young Lion. Not much to... The right side of the bracket was very easy to pick, I think. I mean, you got Young Lions everywhere. You just have some really easy matchups to pick. But here was a tough one for me, and like I said, it was probably my toughest one. I did tweet this one out. It was Sonata, my number 1 wrestler in the world. He's not my number 1 wrestler in New Japan. He's not my number 1 Japanese wrestler. He's just my number 1 overall. He's my favorite wrestler in the world. So my favorite company, favorite wrestler, he's got to be my number 1 in the world, right? So yes, I love other wrestlers in the U.S. Pretty high, but not as high as Sonata. Sonata's my number 1, which is crazy because I never was really that big of a fan of him when he was Mohawk Sonata. But over the years, especially the year he got to fight Okada in the final of one of the tournaments, that I really became a Sonata fan. So now I'm a big Sonata fan. I did pick him over Ishii, but that was the one I was really uncertain of the most in the first round. I was more certain by far that Okada was going to beat Shingo in the first round. I would have probably bet a mortgage payment on that, even though I don't own a house. So probably a rental check. A check that goes towards rent. I would have bet that Okada was going to win. I wouldn't have bet crap on a Ishii and Sonata match, but I picked Sonata, and I was right there. And I wasn't going to pick against my number 1, no matter what, even though Ishii is in my top 3 of New Japan as well. So on the right side, you got Ospreay versus ZSJ. That's a tough one to pick, but Ospreay had such a really good 2020. He's so good. I don't see his momentum stopping against one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, ZSJ. I just think Ospreay's unstoppable right now in that matchup. So Ospreay's going to get into the round of 8, and he will fight the winner of Nagata and Sonata. And this one I'm probably the most sure of in round 2. I'm the most sure of Sonata beating Nagata. So it's going to be Will Ospreay versus Sonata in the round of 8. Finally, we had David Finlay. That was the one I got wrong. I thought for sure Chase Owens was going to win. Because Juice Robinson lost, I thought for sure Chase Owens was going to make sure David Finlay lost in the first round too. So I predicted both of FinJuice to lose in the first round. I was wrong. David Finlay won the match. I actually read an article saying, to nobody's surprise, David Finlay went. I'm like, what? To nobody's surprise? I watch New Japan quite often, and I wouldn't have picked David Finlay to win that match, but whatever. And then Yoshi-Hashi, I was correct, beat Yujiro. Like I said, another easy one to pick. Yujiro hasn't done anything good since BTE. Probably the best years of his life were right there. He's kind of just a guy on the roster now, no worse, no better than Doki, sorry, in Suzuki-gun. So right there you have Yoshi-Hashi versus David Finlay, and I honestly can't believe one of these guys is going to the final 8. Is going to the final 4. One of those guys will go to the final 4. That's insane to me. But anyway, then you have in the bottom, lastly, you have Jay White. Easily beating Toa Hanare. Like I said, Toa looks great. I don't know where he was in 2020. Like I said, I think he was hurt, but I wasn't sure. But he looks great. I like his look. I like his ring gear. He was poised to have a big year, but you're not going to beat the Switchblade, Jay White. And like I said, that was a very predictable match as well. He's going up against Tanahashi. This is also a very tough one to pick in the second round. But Tanahashi has a belt. He's a never open weight champion. Do you want to really have him go out in the second round or in his first match? My logic is already flawed. I said since it's Evil's first match as a bye, he's going to win, no doubt about it. But then I'm going against my own logic by picking Jay White to beat Tanahashi in this matchup. So in the final 8, on the right side, we're going to have Jay White versus Yoshihashi, Sonata versus Will Ospreay. On the left side, we're going to have Evil versus Great-O-Khan, and Shingo versus Kenta. An amazing final 8. I hope that I'm right on at least 6 of those picks. And like I said, I'm going to get it down to the final 8 once they do the second round. I will be much better with match analysis. I will have more time. Just full disclosure, like I said, I didn't watch every single first round match, but I will watch every single second round match. There's only 8 of them to watch, and I have the weekend to watch those. So I will get your final 8 predictions all the way to the winner on my next prediction show for New Japan Cup. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, it's my favorite company. I can talk all day about these guys. Even if I didn't watch the first round, I could have talked about it just like I did now. I watch them probably more than anything, and they're very hard to keep up with all the U.S. companies that we watch. But please, if you have time to watch them, just try and watch them as much as possible. You don't have to watch the whole shows. Just watch 3 matches, the tournament matches, like all these shows they did from the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th to get to the second round. It's just so many shows if you watch them from start to finish. It's like watching Raws. So it's just long. It's 3-hour shows, 2-hour shows here. So just watch the tournament matches, and trust me, New Japan, it's very easy to keep up on. So I will do that for the second round. I will have some better match analysis after the second round matches are done, and I will predict from the final 8 all the way to the final winner. And then I'll do a review show after that. So people want more New Japan. Like I said, it's the highest viewed episode on our podcast, me and Beth's podcast, so I hope to be doing this more and more in the future. No one's really watching my Impact reviews, and that's fine. If people aren't going to watch my Impact reviews, but they're going to watch this, then I will gladly put more effort into this and give you guys what you want. So just let me know what you want by, hitting that view button, hit that thumbs up, and let me know what you think about my predictions, either on Twitter at InterviewPrince or here on the channel below. So I'm just going to leave you with a little bit more of my Japanese music, just like I played it on the way in, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. If I can get it to go.